says going live, and we are live, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Jeff here, and welcome to our latest tool giveaway. So glad to have everybody here. I see a bunch of people checking in here now, and we are giving away some goodies tonight. So hopefully all of you guys saw the links that we posted on Monday night, and that you got all of your entries in. And the links are now expired as of right now at 8 p.m. So if you didn't get your entries in, it's too late to enter. So, you know, we always inevitably get a few people that come and say, how do I enter? And I'm like, if you haven't entered already, it's too late. So we're going to get started here and start choosing our winners. And the way this works is, you know, you don't have to be present. You don't have to be here on the live stream in order to win the prize or anything. We will email you. And so remember, guys, whenever you win, you will get an email from me. Do not answer any comments that somebody might leave for you that looks like it's from me and it's a WhatsApp and it says text me here or whatever, because that is not how we notify you. Those are all scams, and those scammers attack any video that's given away tools, or, you know, free, anything that's given away free. They land on those things. They're bots, basically, and they'll contact you. And luckily, as far as I know, none of our subscribers have been caught up in any of that nonsense there. And Phil Lewis says, good evening from Maryland. And Brian Milling says, thanks, Jeff. You betcha. And Toolner joined us, too. Good guy from Deal Team 6. And so let's go ahead and pick our first prize. And the first prize on our list here is, this one looks like it got 2,700 entries. And, let's see what this is. You guys remember this? I showed it to you on Monday, the Dewalt Jobsite fan. So this is one of those big packages. So whoever the winner is, when I email you, I'm going to ask you if you'll participate in the eBay hack with me, where I put it on eBay for 99 cents, and then you just buy it, and that way it enables me to get the eBay shipping at like up to 50% off, because otherwise that thing will cost like $30 to ship it out. It's insanity. I mean, total insanity with the shipping. So if anybody contacts you and pretends to be me and asks you for anything other than 99 cents, it's a scam. All right, so let's go pick our winner on this one here. We're going to draw the winner. And let's see what it says here. It's coming back with a lucky person. Here is that lucky person's name. It is Louis Avina from Texas. Congratulations, Louis. Louis, my man, he won that deal. The DeWalt Jobsite fan, and that is a nice fan. I have that fan as well, and this one runs off battery or power cord. You can connect it to the wall as well, but the newer ones you can't. So this is one of the last of the Mohicans here. And Leah Chiz just checked in and said, hi, Jeff. And Randy B says the Ryobi chainsaw would be nice for me. Oh yes, we are going to be giving that one away tonight too. So let's pull up that one, and let's see what we... let me see which one's next. I got to do these in order. I just have to go down the list on the game site there. So hopefully all of you got your entries in without too many problemos. Let's see who's up next. And, man, their site's running slow tonight. Come on. Finished. We're looking for finished... Okay, so the next one would be the Rafter Square. Let me show you these. These are the great little kit, these little Milwaukee 7-inch and 4-inch Rafter Squares. I believe we have 6 winners on this, so let me go and pick these winners. And I'll try to list the winners in the video description below as I contact each one. I'll put their name in there. I have a lot of busy stuff to do. I have a plumbing emergency to go help a friend out with after the live stream tonight, so... you might not hear from me tonight if you're a winner. You might hear tomorrow, hopefully tonight. Okay, so 6 winners. We're going to draw 6 winners. There was 123 invalid actions on that one. Let's see what it comes back with. Come on. Draw the winners. This is odd. This is the first time it hasn't produced a winner. Let me see. Let me reload the page. Sometimes these websites, you know, when you're using them, will get a little bit kooky on you. Here we go. Now we're going to draw the 6 winners. So 6 lucky people here who won this are, in order, Justin Shults, I believe that is. And he is from Virginia. And Chris Bridgmon from Nebraska. And David York from California. And Paula Kidd from Ohio. And Jeffrey Chan from Georgia. And Ernie Hernandez from California. So congratulations to you, lucky 6 winners of these here. This is probably, I don't know, I think I've already given away 24 of these since the beginning of the year. So, and JMC says, Jeff, I'll help you on the plumbing job. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting one. So I went over there, I fixed a few things for her this afternoon and went to pull out, she had a leak in her bathroom where the tub spout just keeps, even though everything is shut off, it keeps squirting out a little bit of water. So it's her Moen cartridge. And of course the old, you guys have seen this a million times before. You go to pull out the cartridge and half of it breaks way back inside there. So I have a nice trick that gets that out. I had to come home and get my tap and die kit. And you tap a little hole in the middle of that thing and you run your tap in there, pull it back out, and then you put a big bolt in there. And then you use that to grip it and pull it back out. Works every time. That's one of my, we did a video on that, actually. It's a Moen cartridge repair, and it's one of my more popular plumbing videos. I was just checking on it a few minutes ago. I put it up 3 years ago, and it's earned me about $4,500 over the last 3 years. So, yeah, you put up a good, useful video, and you can make some cash. And Jaden says, I went to Home Depot last week and saw a Dewalt blower, a Makita, a Ryobi. Okay, and Arlene just checked in. First time here. We're glad to have you here. Let's go and find the next prize that we're picking the winner for. And I don't, you'd think eventually that these companies would get a faster website, but it crawls along. Okay, so the next thing we're giving away is that Dewalt T-shirt. Or not a T-shirt, it's a hoodie. It's that charcoal gray hoodie, that large. And we had 2,151 entries for that one. So let's go and pull out the lucky winner of this one. And it is Rich H. from Hampstead, New York. Rich H., Hampstead, New York. Congratulations on that one, Rich. And let's go and find the next tool that we're going to give away. And we are doing the chainsaw, the Ryobi chainsaw. That's this guy. So I got this from Ryobi days when I got that HP starter kit with the 2 batteries and the charger. I needed a couple of more batteries and got that tool free, and I'll be giving that away tonight. And that's a brushless one too. So hands on the edge of your seats, folks. We're going in and we're drawing that lucky person. Let's see what it says. And the lucky winner is Pamela Sloss from North Carolina. Pamela Sloss, North Carolina. And let me see if it shows how many entries we had. Yeah, we had 4,900 entries for that one. I can see why. Let's see if there was any questions or anything that came in here. Let's see. Thomas McKelvey says, hi, Jeff. Good luck to everybody. Hey, Warmonger's here, too. He won the penny deal at Home Depot. I've won a couple of those, and it's awesome when it happens. If you guys ever go into Home Depot clearance section, and if you have the employees scan something for you and check the price, if it says a penny, do not take it to a register that has a cashier. Take it to the self-checkout and ring it out there. Because if you take it to a manned cashier, they will stop you from buying it. They will say, this has to go back to the manufacturer because it's at a penny and blah, blah, blah. They'll give you all sorts of nonsense. But if you take it to a self-checkout, you should be able to get right out the door with it. No problem. Alrighty. the next one, let's see what our next lovely tool is for this evening. And by the way, I uploaded a video last night. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's about the Champlain Towers, that condo collapse. And I don't know if you guys were aware of this. You know, there was that $1.1 billion settlement announced back in May. Well, apparently the receiver, the court receiver that's in charge of handling money going in and out and the whole property and all that, he announced to the court the other day that they have received 458 fraudulent claims for people trying to get their hands on that 1.1 billion. Some people are asking for $1 million or more. They're claiming to be families of people that died there. Some people were claiming to be in units, and they listed unit numbers that are not even in the building. So some of these people are going to be in some real big trouble when they show up to court here. So that's going to be interesting. So yeah, you'll definitely want to check that video out. And we also showed a 32-story building in Houston that was being evacuated because there was some huge water main break in there or something. But I think there's something else going on because the whole first floor was doing like this. And doors and walls were cracking all over the place. And I'm like, dude, that's exactly what happened at Champlain Towers moments before it collapsed. And, you know, they were smart to evacuate people. But you know, I have a feeling that building, if they don't find out what's wrong, something pretty bad could happen there. All right. The leveling laser, the Johnson, this guy. So we're going to pick the winner for this guy right now. And drawing the winner, 1,178 potential users could win this one. So there was 155 invalid actions on this. All right, so we have the winner. The winner is Chris Davies of Rhode Island. Chris Davies, congratulations on winning this, Chris. We'll be sending you an email. I just want to take a look at what was wrong with the invalid actions on here. Why it found like, how many did I say? Invalid. So this guy, let me see if it says what it was. Fraudulent behavior detected. I don't know what that means. So I think it means, and I've warned you guys before about this, like if you want to enter more than once, don't do it from the same IP address. So don't enter under your name and then your wife or boyfriend's name or whatever, and doing it, you know, with a different email address, but from the same house, from the same IP address, because they lock those out. It's as if you never even entered them at all. Now, I'm presuming that your first one got accepted. One of them, look, here's another one. Email has bounced. So when I'm looking at the email address for this one, and it looks like a legitimate email, but, you know, people fat finger it sometimes. So sometimes you could have your entry done here rejected simply because it bounced. Email bounced. I'm seeing a lot of these. Email bounced. Fraudulent behavior detected. So shared to same IP device without a social login. So it looks like the guy shared it to himself, but it was it looks like it was to the same IP address. Oops. So you guys want to make sure of that. And I try to warn people every time we do these because the software this company has is very robust in what it does. And Crystal Perkins says, hey, Jeff, how do you get in on the giveaways? Well, what we do is, this week we did it on a Monday, but we normally do it on a Sunday night at 8 p.m., just like we're doing now. We come on live, and I show you all the tools, and then I put the links in the video description below, which you'll still see them in here right now. And they're good for a week. And then we reconvene a week later, like we're doing tonight, and we draw the winners. And at 8 p.m., like tonight at 8 p.m., those links all expired. They become... It's all automated and everything. So that's how we do it. And Warmonger says IP hack didn't work. Smitty's here too. And Martin's Carnival channel says a lot of work on the debris site by the airport. Still a lot of police presence as they sort through the piles. They've had like 3 or 4 cop cars there ever since July. And I've driven by there a couple of times, and I did one of my videos actually from that site where I showed you a lot of the bashed cars that were recovered from the garage that are sitting there on that lot now with all the piles of debris. Yeah, and it has to be under guard, under police guard. And I'm Joe King, says, hey guys, what's up, Jeff? All right, let's go pick the next prize. Because we still got a few more to get through here. So I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of, making sure that your email is valid. Try not to do any, IP tricks or anything like that. Because they catch on that stuff. They catch on it. All right, what's the next one here? We did the laser. Oh, the freak. So we have the freak, the Bosch freak. It's an impact driver and an impact wrench all at one. So let's pick our winners there for this one. 3 lucky people. This is like a $150 kit. And they were on clearance, if you can believe this, at Lowe's in Boca at $43 a piece. Something like that. It was right around there. It was in the 40s. So that was a great night for me. That was a great coup. I went in there and got all 3 of them. So the lucky winners are Jennylyn Gross from Maryland, Bill Wilson from Michigan, and yeah, Bill Wilson sounds familiar. I don't know. If you're on the stream, let us know. I think you might have won before. Sometimes we'll get repeat winners. And Tammie Parrish. I'm pretty sure Tammie might have won. I don't know if it was another Tammie, but I think there was one time where we had Tammie won like 2 prizes in one night. And so Tammie won, and it says here, details for referring Dawn Snow. So that was your extra entry that you got, Tammie, if you're here on the live stream. So you got one of those Bosch freaks. So don't freak out, everybody. Those are the winners for the Bosch freak. So that was pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I see Tammie on here with us. She checks in on a lot of the live stream, so I don't quite see her here right now. Maybe she couldn't make it. So let's try the next tool. Competitions, and we could have been done already if their website was just faster, Let's see, waiting. Okay, so the next one after the freak is that Bosch Surface thing, which I don't know where it is. Oh, this is the guy here. And hopefully, if you entered it, like I mentioned, make sure you have a Bosch grinder, because this will only work. This will only work here on a Bosch grinder. This will not work on Dewalt. I've tried it. It didn't work on Ryobi. This is specifically designed for Bosch. And so the winner of this one is, and I think that's normally a $50 kit there. The winner is Frank Polgar from Texas. Congratulations on that one, Frank. So we'll see if any other questions came in. Ted says she was here. Okay, good. And everybody, there she is. Tammie says, I'm here, Jeff. So you won the freak. Holy cow. Now, Tammie, remind us, were you the one that won like twice in one night before, like, I don't know, like months and months ago? I can't remember. I thought it was somebody named Tammie that won that. And Crystal says, when is the new giveaway posted? We post it whenever I go live. We don't ever really know when I'm going to do it. It's if I have the time and I try to plan it 2 days in advance, I'll start letting people know on the community tab that I'll say like, all right, this Sunday we're doing one. We're going to do the kickoff live stream. And if I'm doing like a walkthrough at Costco or over at Home Depot or Lowe's, I'll mention it on there too to let people know, get the word out. And if you're subscribed with the alerts turned on, you should be notified when we go live. But even then, when I go live, you have a week to get in there and get those links in the video description. And Deborah says, I checked in at 8 p.m., but when I tried to put in the Ryobi chin slot, it said closed. Yeah, because it expires. If you looked at the instructions on there, it says get your entry in by 8 p.m. or it closes out. So at least on the next one you'll be in. And Plura says, so if I entered and shared it with my wife, would I be disqualified? No, but if it's at the same IP address, they'll probably reject the second entry. So I would just try to make sure you're doing it as clean as possible. If you're gonna do it, send it to her email like at work, and make sure she's not working from home on the same router on your IP address, because that's what they're checking it by. And Rick Warshak says, you probably already know, but the last couple of beams being delivered for new Fern Hollow Bridge in Pittsburgh. I would like to see pictures if anybody's got them. I know one person sent us pictures, sent me a shot a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted to see, you know, if it advanced more, because I want to do a little video update on that. And let's see. What other questions? Oh, John Anderson says, hey, Jeff and everybody from San Antonio. That's where Mike is from, our mod. And Juan says, hello, Mr. Jeff. Hope all is well. Thank you for what you do. Does the Ryobi 40-volt battery fit on Hart equipment? That's a good question. I gotta try that. I don't have a Hart 40-volt tool, though. I do have a Hart drill, and I'm going to see if it will plug onto that. I did do this, though, because, you know, I'm filming my Ryobi lawn edger video this week, and I wrapped up filming the other day. And I took the 7.5 amp hour 40-volt battery from my Ryobi lawnmower, and it fits inside the edger. See, the edger comes with a smaller battery, 4.5 amp hour, and it lasts forever on that thing. It did my house twice. It did my friend Ernie's house twice, and he's got a big, huge quarter-acre lot on a corner, and I had to go up and down the sidewalks and up and down 2 driveways. It's a duplex, and it did all of that and still had plenty left over. So great deal on that thing. All right, let's go pick the next tool to give away. I'm in my zone. I love being Santa Claus in August and giving away these. And let's see what's up next. Coming up next is, we did the Freak, we did the angle grinder thing, the Dremel rotary kit. This guy here, let me see, where is he? So this is the Dremel 3000 kit. It was $79 at Costco, which is still a great deal because there's 52 pieces in there. But they dropped it down to like $59.97, and I snagged that a couple of weeks ago. And some of you told me after my Costco stream the other night that it was still $79 in your stores. So sometimes the deals will be everywhere, sometimes not. So the winner of this one, and it says 1,238 potential users entered this one. See, what's good about these tool giveaways here is sometimes we get hundreds to maybe a couple of thousand people entries on them, and that's winnable. You know, that's doable for most people. It's not like going to McDonald's where your chances of winning a prize are like 1 in 400 billion. And the winner is Mark Heiser from New York. Mark Heiser from New York. Congratulations on that one, Mr. Mark. And I like this one. Mr. Carter's Rod says, Santa ain't got nothing on you, Jeff. And Tammie says, my boyfriend is in construction. His favorite is Dewalt, but I am keeping the impact drill. That thing should be pretty powerful, too. Now, I don't know if any of you guys out there have the Freak. Let us know. I don't know if that qualifies as high torque or if it's considered mid torque or low torque. Because I looked at their torque spec. It was in inch. Oh, was it inch feet or inch pounds? And usually, I think torque is normally done in pound feet, foot pounds, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know if that changes the amount of actual torque that you get, and if it makes it a mid range or a high range. But if any of you guys know or own that, let us know. All right, so let's go to the next tool. And there was 213 invalid actions on that particular one, too, on that giveaway. So one of these days, I'd like to see 0. I'd like to see everybody that sent in an entry got their entry in perfectly. Okay, the next one is the Cordless Die Grinder. This was another steal because this is cobalt, and this is tool only, by the way. So you have to have your own cobalt battery. This was like $129 in the store, and I found it on clearance. I think it was like $30, somewhere around there. It was like real insanely cheap compared to the normal price. So let's draw this winner here, and the winner is Stanford Vang from Oklahoma. Stanford Vane. Congratulations on winning that. And he won it. This was his extra entry, a free entry, for referring New Yang. So there you go. That was a successful... He referred an additional friend for extra entry, and it was his extra entry that won. So that's cool. That was twice so far we've seen that tonight, where it was somebody's second entry that did the job for them. Yeah, JMC divided by 12 to get foot-pounds. Yep. And let's see, Warmonger, 150 foot-pounds of torque for the 1800 Freak. So that makes it low, right? Because, like, I would consider medium between 4 and 700, right? And high torque would be above 700. What do you guys think? Is that correct assessment? And let's go get the next tool. Yeah, that die grinder is basically a competitor to the Dremel. I don't know power-wise how it varies. I'm sure because it uses a regular cobalt battery, it's probably got some oomph. And it's a big old sucker too, so you could probably grind down some stuff in your engine with it. The next one is, we got that, the die grinder. Oh, the brim hats. Do you remember those two plastic Milwaukee hats? Oh, I can't reach them, so I'm not going to, but you know what they look like. So we're giving away 2 of those to 2 lucky peoples. And let's see what it says. So our winners here are James C. Santoli from Florida. All right, James. And the other winner is Mike Dobeck from Illinois. So James Santoli from Florida and Mike Dobeck from Illinois. Congratulations to those 2 who won the Milwaukee hat. And those have the, what do they call that? It's that little black bracket thing on there that it accepts all sorts of accessories. It's a standard on the construction hats. So you can put like a light on it. You can put, there's another one I think for the pins, to balance the pins on there. And John Bergstrom says, when are you giving away the Lambos? As soon as you send them to me, I'll get them right on that game site there. And Jason says it is low torque, but low torque is good enough for most tasks. Yeah. What did we say it was? 150? And most cars and most pickup trucks and most SUVs, I think the most I've ever heard of was 120. But I think my car is probably 100 foot-pounds. So yeah, that should satisfy most of the vehicles. It won't work on those gigantic dump trucks that you see on the strip mining things. Those guys need the big boy toys. All right, so let's go and pick the next tool for this evening. And if you haven't seen my Home Depot live stream from Friday night, you got to go see it. I showed you a lot of patio stuff is 50% off right now because they're getting ready to clear that whole area to bring in all of the Halloween and Christmas decorations. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, that was called Bolt technology on those hats, by the way. That's the little black clip thingies. We have the Ryobi cordless circular saw. Where is that guy? He's around somewhere. I don't know where. But we're going to pick the winner for that guy. That was the one that was $59.99 normally. And I picked it up at one of our local Home Depots for $39.99. So it was a nice little deal there for a circ saw. And then I saw it the other night. I showed it to you Friday night at the Home Depot near my house, and it was $69 there in the clearance section. So the price at that store, it hasn't dropped yet. And let's draw the winner. There was 1,099 entries for this one. And the winner is Emmanuel Shabeshi, and I hope I pronounced that right, from Georgia. Emmanuel Shabeshi. So congratulations, Emmanuel, on winning that one there. And, Rand says, turn on those thumbs up and show support for Jeff. Thanks, yeah. And if you don't like this stream, all right, you know what to do, right? Click that thumbs down twice. Show that Jeff guy who's boss. All righty. Now, the next tool coming up here on our House of Vaudeville. Come on. for the amount this company charges, they charge me $50 a month to run these games here, these giveaways. You'd think it would be a faster website. Oh, yes. Okay, we can do the Cobalt thing. I think we have 2 winners on this here. So this is the Cobalt 12-piece. Is this metric? I think they were both metric. Magnetic socket holder. Very nice indeed. And let's go pick our winners on this one. There was 137 invalid actions on this one. And 913 potential users that could have won. And let's see who the winners are. We have just simply Alan, didn't provide a last name, from Kentucky, from Henderson, Kentucky. And we have Mike Mickelson, who is from California. So Alan and Michael, congratulations, both of you, for winning this. And let's go to the next tool. The next one's going to be a little bit special. Special. Oh, it's right there. Okay, I think that's it. Let's see, because this is the one that we gave it away last time, but the winner never responded. I'm like, and this happens quite a bit. I think at least every giveaway, there's always 1 or 2 people that just don't respond back. I'm like, dude, why would you, unless he left a wrong email, but you know, they never bounce. The emails never bounce from these people. Let's see. Yes. Let me get it. It's right here. This one was the last one. I got it off the shelf. So this says $199. It's been so long. I already forget what the deal was. I was with Tool Nerd up at Lowe's in Boca. He came down to Boca one day, and we went into Lowe's together, and we were searching for it, and it was the last one on the shelf. This was the one. It's a $200 radio, but I think it was $99. And if you bought it for $99, you got the battery kit. So I don't know if they did that on purpose or if it was a glitch that they never fixed, but that deal lasted for 2 months. I mean, I bought this deal like 3 or 4 times, and we've already given this away a couple of times too. So a couple of really lucky people and right now another lucky person is going to be able to take advantage of our good fortune. 3,913 entries on this one. And the winner is, and there was 185 invalid actions. A lot of people getting sloppy out there on these entries. The winner is, there's a dust particle right there blocking part of the name. And the winner is, once we come back from commercial, Kelly J Wach is the name. And I hope that I spelled that right. W-A-C-H, from Wisconsin. Wisconsin. So, Kelly, congratulations on winning that, and please respond back to me when we contact you so I can finally get rid of this thing. I've had this thing sitting here, I think, since May or June. I don't remember if it was 2 in a row that somebody didn't claim it, and I know there's a bunch of you right now pissed off about it. They're going, I'll claim it. Send it to me, I'll claim it. And it looks like we have a couple of super chats that just came in. S. Da Vinci just sent a $1.49 super chat. Thank you so much for that. And our good friend Shaka Gillis, we didn't expect him to say this, though. With a $2 super chat, Ryobi tools are trash. Shaka, wait till you see the video I'm doing on the walk behind edger. It's actually not that bad. Little 3-wheel dude. And hope to have that out maybe in another week or so. So yeah, you guys can leave a super chat anytime you want by clicking on the $sign at the bottom of the chat window. And many of you might not know this, but on any video that you go to on YouTube, not just me, but other channels, at the bottom of the video player, you'll see a heart underneath it. It's somewhere near the like and dislike, the thumbs up thing. There's a little heart with $sign and it says thanks. And you can click that and give anybody a tip. So if you went on somebody's useful video, how to do this, how to repair your toilet, how to do that, and you liked it, and they saved you money, they saved you from having to call a plumber for $150, hey, pay it forward, man. Give them $5-10. Give them some beer money. And Thomas says the deal was buy the battery and charger kit for $99, get the radio. That's what it was. I had it bass backwards. Sometimes Ryobi flip-flops after the Ryobi days is done, the deal goes the other way, which is kind of odd. All right, so let's find out what the other tools are that we're giving away. And come on, and let's see, back to the list. I'm pulling up the list of the tools. And so we did the CRAFTSMAN, and we're doing the Werner ladder jack. This thing there's a lot of parts in here, but you can hear them rattling. So anyway, the ladder jack, what this does is when you have your telescopic ladder up on the wall, if you put another telescopic ladder, say 4 feet away, you put a ladder jack on either ladder, and then you can run a platform between the two. So that's kind of cool. Unfortunately, we only had the one. That's all we could get. And I couldn't even find any at Home Depot the other night on my live stream. They were already sold out. And we got that one at Lowe's, by the way. So if you guys are looking for another one, check Lowe's because they were clearancing them out there big time. I believe I paid $20, maybe more. I can't remember. I bought it like about a month ago. So let's see what other questions came in. And Bad Dog just sent in a $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much for that, Bad Dog. And Michelle says, thanks for the hat. Yaman. And Howie says, Mike, just working my butt off. Yeah, I was doing a lot of that this week. Probably going to be doing some of that this coming week, too, because one of our friends, I'm actually going over there early tomorrow morning. One of our friends lives in a house that had, like, the Spanish tile floors, and you know how they can be, like, really lumpy like that? He brings in a contractor to do the wood flooring throughout his kitchen, living room, dining room, and all that, family room. All of a sudden, the floors start getting spongy after the guy's done with the job, you know, like this. They're flexing way too much. Then the planks start cracking. My friend's wife cuts her foot on one of them. His granddaughter cuts her foot on one of the planks. And I went over there to look at this worst flooring job I've ever seen in my life. I put my 6-foot level across it, and it drops 2 inches across 6 feet. And I said, well, it was we already knew the guy didn't bother leveling the floor, and there was just so many problems, dips going up and down. And there's like 50 or 60 planks between the 3 rooms that are cracked. So the whole installation has to come up. We have to peel off the baseboards, take off the whole installation, move the pool table outside. And I found for them a commercial floor leveling company. These are the companies that go in and do the massive stores like Publix, Kroger, Target, those kinds of things, for them to put down linoleum, because you need perfection for something like this now. And these guys have to bring in their lasers and shoot it across the room, and they have to bring a truck in now, and the truck's got to pump in the self-leveling concrete. Once they're done, they have to spend 2 days rolling down multiple coats of primer first, and then when they're done, then we come back in and we're going to reinstall the flooring and do it right. This guy did everything wrong. Everything that Wood Flooring 101 says not to do, this guy did. You know, adjacent planks ending like 2 inches like this instead of minimum 8 to 10 inch overlap. I mean, he had stair-step patterns going across the floor. He had H patterns going on another floor, just starting and stopping and ending them in the wrong place. Just total disaster. So we're going to be working on that for the whole week there. And Rod Fink says, almost missed the show, but here now. Cool. And Deborah Chan says, thank you for doing this broadcast. Okay, so we're going to take a few more questions. If anybody has anything in the next minute or two to get your question in here, you can ask about the Champlain Towers. You can ask about the walkthroughs in the stores. You can ask about DIY repairs, or anything, and we'll try to answer for it. And Ken says, Jeff, do you ever sleep? Yeah, sometimes. When did I go to bed last night? 2:30. The night before, I went to bed at 4:45. A couple of nights before that, it was like 1. But yeah, I'm trying to back off on the, burning both ends of the candle there over the summer. I sort of had to, because it's our lull time on YouTube, and anybody who's a YouTube creator is probably right now in terms of revenue. Our best time of year is the Black Friday season. That's when all of the advertisers outbid each other to have their ads displayed on videos, you know. And Howie Z says, good to see you, Jeff. Well, glad you showed up there. And Danny Boyd says, so many fools out there purporting to be able to do a good job. All they do well is marketing. Yeah, and you know what else? Is this contractor was highly recommended to my friends. So who knows? I guess, you know, if you're lucky enough and you had a good flat slab, you're okay. But this was not a regular flat slab. This was a house that my understanding was originally built by some other owner, and the guy built it himself. So you had the dips and the rises and the falls and all that stuff. And Chaka Gillis says, any more condo engineering vids coming, Jeff? We uploaded the one yesterday talking about, and you should check it out. There's 3 different things going on in there. I showed what was going on with the patios of Champlain Towers before the collapse. I showed how a lot of the patios had tiles on them, and that's a violation of building code. So if you're ever visiting somebody and they live in a high-rise and you see tile on their patio, let them know about that, because a lot of the places are now forcing the homeowners to remove those. We also talked about the insurance fraud that's going on right now, where over 400 people submitted claims into the $1.1 billion fund for the settlement. So there's people just parachuting in from around the country trying to illegally claim money for themselves from that settlement fund at the expense of the real victims. And then we showed that 33-story building in Houston that was evacuated because a water main burst in there and the first floor was buckling like that. And BW's Electric says, thanks, I appreciate all you do for us. You betcha. And so we have no other comments. We have Carson Wolf has a globe there. And BB Camilo says, pre-mixed tie set for, you mean thin set? Pre-mixed thin set for backsplash in kitchen or sticky mat. I would not use the pre-mixed stuff. I have never found that stuff to be good at all. And if you see the word mastic on there anywhere, absolutely do not buy it. It's the worst garbage anywhere, because the stuff just never cures. And here in our humid environment here, I tried it once. I said never ever again. And it's just brutal. Nothing beats good old-fashioned latex modified thin set mortar for getting those tiles to stick on there. Now, if you're going to do the stick-up type, that's what I put in my kitchen. I bought some really cool modern ones that you just peeled them and stick, because that was like a placeholder for me for now until someday when I can get around to remodeling my kitchen and putting something real there. But at least what I have there now looks pretty cool. So you can do either of those as well. And Ken says, oh, yeah, we already got that. Do you ever sleep? Howie says, bring back the flat top hair. Now, I got my hair cut last week because it was out of control. My hair, man, I can't do a thing with it. And so, BB Camille, I hope I answered your question there thoroughly enough for you. And Austin says, my garage door broke today. Hope the spring is okay. That happened to me once and got lucky. There's a company local to us that you call them and it says within 24 hours we'll be there. Somebody showed up in 90 minutes and an hour later, $300 later, I was back in business. He put a whole new spring on there. The spring they just wear down over time and broke. And let's see. How do you fix a sliver gap between 2 vinyl flooring planks? Lengthwise. It is closed on one end and open on the eighth of an inch on the other end. Well, if it's an end piece, they have those little black brackets that are a little L-shaped that are made for, they call them tapping brackets. And you can go to the very end of the row and tap it. Sometimes you have to have somebody stand on the pieces on either side, so that, put both legs here, and then the piece in the middle, you just start tapping it and hammering it. You may have to go under the baseboard. You may have to pull the baseboard to get to it. Those are all of the things that you should be fixing, like when you're installing it. So that works. Sometimes you can stand on it and just kind of kick it with your foot. That sometimes helps, not always. It helps if it's loose. And Dan says, I put in a linoleum floor in my first floor bath last year. Yeah. And yeah, if you want to put wood in there, you put the linoleum in or something with a wood look. Yeah, and that would look pretty good too. And let's see. Dan says, I watched a YouTube video also, and I looked at that thing and I go, dang, you know what though? If I slip and that spring, I said, no, I am not touching that thing. That's something that you let the guy that does it every single day of his life do. And the other one too is the garage door openers, because they take like 6 hours if you're by yourself, maybe 3 hours if you got somebody helping you. And so those, I usually let the guy that does it every single day install those. And Marvin says it's in the middle of the floor. Ooh, those are brutal. I've had to repair middle of the floor, like scratches that people put on a wood floor. And sometimes you have no choice. You just have to start at one end of the room and undo a few rows. I was lucky. I only had to undo 6 rows. And you just stack them vertically. Remember where each piece goes. It's not that bad. And Cheryl says, did you give away the VERSASTACK radio? Yes, we did. We gave that away already. And Imperial Transport says, Jeff, did you choose a winner on that Johnson? We did indeed. And you can rewind back through the thing to find it. Or you can, in the next day or two, I'll have the winners named in the video description below here, next to the prize. How about linoleum on a deck to mimic tile? That I don't know, unless they specifically state that it is made for outdoors. See, a lot of these, and I don't know if you're talking about a peel and stick or if you're going to glue it down. So it also depends on what the adhesive is and whether you can use that outdoors. Personally, I don't think I would do that. I would just stick with something that looks, outdoor deck. I would prefer anything over wood, like the composite materials, that kind of plastic stuff that looks like wood. That way you'll never have to deal with it rotting. You'll never have to deal with the rusty nails. What about if you already have a door opener and replacing it? How hard would that be? Not really sure. I don't normally do those. And Jeremy says, I need a guy to rebuild my 2 chimneys. Yeah, you want somebody with real good experience on that, a good mason. Somebody with good experience on bricks, knowing what to do, knowing what not to do, knowing what liner has to go in the middle there, and all of this other stuff, and things that can really cause safety issues. So that's not something you want to give to somebody with not much experience in that. And Michelle says, Jeff, what is the best oscillating tool? Well, I like my Dewalt one that I have, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the guys that have the Milwaukee like theirs as well. If anybody on the stream here has one from Makita, let us know, and let us know how you like it. I'm sure that's probably a decent one as well. And Stan says, when or not, I always love watching your store visits and giveaways from here in Humble, Texas. My older sister lived in Humble for a brief period back in the early 80s. I'm not sure if that's how close that is to Houston, but right around that time is when she started working for Compaq Computer. And Rapunzel says, I'm late but made it. Sorry for the language. I'm upset. I love your giveaways. And Bad Dog says, could you use the same brackets? Probably. And Deanne says, probably a lot of big subtitles to dialing in a garage door opener install with no binding. It's probably not that hard, because once you have it's the door panels are already there. It's the opener. It's the opener that all you have to do is mount it to the ceiling. Sometimes mounting it to the ceiling is a pain in the butt, because I'm willing to bet that most of you have a stud finder, but it won't find the joists up in the ceiling there because it doesn't penetrate deep enough to find them. So that's going to be your first problem, is accurately finding the studs up there to screw it into, to attach it to the ceiling. Jeff, what are your thoughts on home air purifiers? Waste of money? Well, I've never had to use one, so I don't really know. I've heard warnings about buying the ozone ones, that they do something to the ear for, and I think I don't know, did they make it worse for people who have allergies? I heard something about it, some kind of warning years ago. I don't remember what it was, but if you were looking at getting one of those, make sure you read all the reviews and the warnings about them. And Deborah says, I'm putting a backsplash in the kitchen using porcelain tile. I'm using the double-sided adhesive tile mat. Is this a good idea? I've never tried it. I've seen the product advertised and everything. I don't see why it wouldn't stick. The sheets of I have a fake tile on my kitchen backsplash for now, and it looks really cool. It's, those long horizontal strips of, the different types of stone that they use. That's what mine looks like. It's supposed to mimic that look, and it does it very well. And so far, they haven't peeled off or anything. And New Moosiny says, hi, Jeff. I'm Tim from Long Island, New York. What do you think of the Dewalt, the Ws716 Xps Miter Saw? That's a pretty decent one. That's usually one that's put on sale quite often at Lowe's. And I don't remember if they sell that one at Home Depot or not. I have the FlexVolt one. Mine is involved in that recall. There was a recall of about 1.14 million miter saws last week. And I'll probably be doing a video on how to install that recall kit once I get mine, because apparently 1 million people have this problem right now. And Tree says, my wife and I had to replace one of our openers. The original installers didn't center it and had to move the mount over about 2 inches. Wasn't too bad. Did take about 4 or 5 hours. Yeah. It's, unless you have somebody helping you, because you're going to drop pieces like left and right. I drop bolts like you wouldn't believe. And Ken says, did you know that DeWalt makes a 20-volt walk-behind cordless edger? I don't think it's a 4-wheel. Somebody else sent me a link, and it's just one of those stick it on a pole thing, and it walks. That's basically one wheel. Maybe a second wheel. I don't know if there's a second wheel on there. The Ryobi that I bought is 3 wheels, although I prefer 4, but I was really looking for a 4-wheeled walk-behind unit. They're more stable. And turn on those thumbs up to support Jeff, says right there. All right, so it's 8:51, and I'm going to take one more question, and then I got to head over to my friend's house to do that emergency repair on the Moen shower cartridge. It's broken, and it's stuck way back at the back of the, the whole shower valve thing there. So probably take me only a few minutes once I get there with my tap and die kit. And so Cheryl says, how do I find out if a contractor who will fix or replace my patio deck floor? It is the roof to a storage room under it. Okay. I keep asking people and not finding anyone. What wording should I use? I would, have you tried Nextdoor app? Because we've found a lot of service people and contractors on Nextdoor app. So chances are people know people that can do that, and they will be more than happy to help you. Every time I ask for something, I'll get like 20 different people answering. So try that if you haven't already. And then there's always Angie, like Angie's List. And Ken says, are the lights behind you the highlight? Those are the Nano Leafs. I bought those at Costco. I'm testing out some of them. There's a lot more that came in the box, but I'm testing those out right now. Should I lean this way so you can see them, or the other way? Anyway, Ross says, loving your content from Chicago. Gas lawnmower on its last leg. Going to replace this spring. Should I buy gas or battery? Only buy battery. I bought the Ryobi one, and I bought the Dewalt lawnmower. Both self-propelled. Make sure you get self-propelled. And both of them work equally as good. I can't really decide between the two. I alternate every time I mow my lawn. I use one week and one the next week. And so, yeah, without a doubt. Mercedes announced the other day that they're going to do no more gas engines in Europe after like 2030, I think was the date. And all right, so that's it. I gotta shake off, guys. No, the Mullen puller, the Mullen puller I have, that's not going to work here, because the Mullen puller only reaches in to the front part of the thing to twist it. And so I got most of it out, about this much out. But the last 1.5 inches is way at the back, and it's broken off inside. So even the Mullen puller tool that normally, I don't even think I have that one. I think we broke 2 of them trying to yank out a Moen cartridge once because it just doesn't work. When they're stuck in there, they're stuck, and nothing works in there to get in there and twist that back part because people don't lubricate them. You're supposed to put the plumber's lithium, not the, what do they call it? Plumber's silicone grease on the O-rings before you insert it in there to make sure that it doesn't like stick in there. Okay, and so nothing beats the tap and die because you're screwing right through the core of that thing as it's stuck in there, and then you're running a 1/2-inch bolt in there, and then you're wrenching it out. You can't beat the power of a wrench. All right, guys, so if you have any questions that did not get answered, you know where to put them, down in the comments below afterwards, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. And a special congratulations to all of our winners tonight. And you guys have a very productive week. And we'll see you on the next tool giveaway or the next live stream. So with that, goodbye, everybody. Have a great night.